Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So welcome dear devotees. We are reading from Canto 1 Srimad Bhagavatam chapter number 17. The title of the chapter is Punishment and Reward of Kali. Today we are starting from text number 26 है 27 है 27 yes 26 there was no purport we read yesterday 27 we will start. Anyone can recap where we are, what is happening in this pastime of Parikshit Maharaj, just for the benefit of everyone to recap. What is the situation? कहाँ पे हैं हम लोग?
Prabhuji entered the kingdom and Parikshit Maharaj is seeing Dharma and Mother Earth being beaten by Kali, and he's asking the question to find out what is happening, and then they are responding to him, and they are also advising him. They're confirming that he is following Dharma because he's trying to protect them. So that way he comes to know that the bull is Dharma and the cow is Mother Earth.
Very good. Thank you so much. So Parikshit Maharaj, Mother Cow, Dharma the bull, and the discussion is happening. Yes, someone else unmuted and was saying before. Anyone else?
Prabhuji, may I have a try?
Bolo.
Prabhuji, one of the things which I sort of like most is the MACT formula, which you talked about yesterday: mercy, austerity, cleanliness, and truthfulness. So, what King Parikshit noticed in relation to Dharma bull, that 3 legs are not there, only 1 leg has left. So, in this conversation, he also inquired from the bull that, okay, who did this to you? So, and the way he recognized the way Dharma or bull replies to King Parikshit, Maharaj Parikshit. So he was sure that it's Dharma. So here Prabhupada expands further that devotees, they must refrain themselves from blaming others, because the moment you blame someone, it's equivalent to doing a sinful activity. So that was one of biggest, I think, realization. I just felt like, yes, we must be refrain from accusing others. Instead, we should be taking a step back, and it's God sent that. But unfortunately, being conditioned, we always say whenever good things happens, oh, that's me. But whenever bad happens, oh, that's why God, you did this to me. So I guess that was one of the major learning I had yesterday. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Varinder Prabhu. Very nice point. Whenever we are reading Srila Prabhupada's purport and whenever I am making a point as well, it's not that I have learned that. It's just theoretically we know. Practically, it may be very hard to apply in our life. Kuch bura hota hai, to understand that we are also part of it. It is sanction of the Lord, and not to blame other person. It's a very deep point, but at least theoretically हमें पता है, slowly by practice, if we come to that level. We saw how Srila Prabhupada gives the example of Lord Jesus as well. Thank you so much. One more, and then we will begin from text number 27. Any recap point?
Prabhuji, can I mention something that Lord Jesus Christ, people like him, pure siddha jo hain, nitya siddhas, those, like over here it says, for a devotee, the identifier is equally a sinner, right? But in Lord Jesus Christ, jaise log jo hain, those are nitya siddhas, that those are not included, right, in those type of people. Ke bhai, jaise Bull is saying ke, we can't identify a person, that this is the reason why these things are happening, or this person is suffering. Providence is involved in it too, and Bhagwan identify kar rahe hain usko, and Bhagwan is giving sanction, right? Ke yes, yes, punish him or he deserves it type of thing. So that's what I'm thinking that, yeah, bull is, and then what you had mentioned that this is Kali, the Treta Yuga and the Kali is overlapping. That's why also bull is under a little bit of influence, right? So people like Jesus Christ or people like हमारे बड़े बड़े जो gurus हैं बिल्कुल सिद्धांत हैं, they are not part of that group के भाई वो भी थोड़े उसमें आ गए हैं like the bull, हाँ थोड़े conditioning में आ गए हैं. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, Pradhamajari, thank you so much for making this point. Prabhupada also confirms that Lord Jesus is our Guru. He is pure devotee of the Lord. He connects with Father. Srila Prabhupada also confirms. And here the correct point you made was uh, Dharma, the bull says it is very difficult to ascertain who is the cause of this hurt, why is this suffering happening. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, it is because of the influence of Kali. So yeah, all the points you mentioned is correct. So Jesus, Prabhupada, the context is Prabhupada making that Jesus did not blame the person who crucified him. जिसने उनको मारा, Jesus doesn't blame that person, and he says, "Oh Lord, please forgive them. They don't know what they are doing." When he was being crucified, if you know in Bible, there were other two robbers. उसके left or right, there were other two bandits were also being crucified. और एक बोलता है उसके राइट में जो था वो बोलता है कि तुम्हारे पास तो बहुत चमत्कारी शक्ति है, तुम मरे को भी जिंदा करते हो, तुम अंधे को भी देखने का कर देते थे, बीमार को भी ठीक कर देते, देखो तुम्हारा हालत क्या हो गया. And the person on the right was speaking that to Jesus, and the person on the left says, "Hey, stop, stop, stop. Ab dekho, we are very fortunate that in the last moment of our life, when we are being crucified, we are in between two of us. There is a saintly person." So that's what the other person, the bandit on the left side, he was saying, you should be grateful, you should be fortunate, think that you are fortunate that any saintly person is with us in this last moment. And Lord Jesus replies that, worry not, brother. उसको बोलते हैं जो second bandit होता है उसको, worry not, brother. When you leave this body, my father will embrace you. Bhagwan, my father will come and embrace you. Why? Because he has the faith in Lord Jesus. उसको कुछ नहीं बोलते. Jesus doesn't blame him. Hey, ऐसा क्यों बोल रहा है? Why are you saying this? Why are you complaining like this? Jesus is not saying anything. But the one who is saying good, Jesus is responding that, worry not, brother, my father will embrace you. Why? Because he has the faith in Lord Jesus. He has the faith in the saintly qualities of a person. So, yeah, very big pastime. Anyway, chalo, so birthday 27. Thank you so much for all your recap. Very important to understand the context so that the interest remains in Srimad Bhagavatam. Text number 27. I will read Sanskrit. Ishita Mataji, if you can read English translation, please. Sochati ashru kala sadhvi durbhage vojhita sati abrahmanya nripa vyaja shudra bhokshanti mamiti.
Hare Krishna. Now she, the chaste one, being unfortunately forsaken by the personality of Godhead, laments her future with tears in her eyes, for now she is being ruled and enjoyed by lower class men who pose as rulers.
Thank you. So here it is said, the cow, the burden of the earth was certainly diminished by the personality of Godhead. Oh, here. That is from the text number 26 and 27. Now she bolte hai matlab mother cow, the chaste one, being unfortunately forsaken by the personality of God. In previous verse, we saw that how Lord Krishna was present. Everything was nice. Kali ka jo energy, shift of energy, the Kaliyuga ka effect tha, it was not there on this earth. And now, being unfortunately forsaken, मतलब भगवान चले गए हैं, withdrawn from this planet Earth, mother cow is lamenting with tears in her eyes. Because क्या होता है, when Krishna leaves this world, when Krishna left this planet, this Mother Earth is being ruled and enjoyed by lower class men. They will pose as rulers, the fake Kshatriyas, the fake administrator who are not trained. In future, that will happen, and they will rule this planet, and that's why mother cow is having tears in the eyes. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions the importance of Bhagavatam. If someone read, you can know. Previous 4 या 5 purports पहले भी Srila Prabhupada writes many times in this particular section importance of Srimad Bhagavatam, और next few verses, अभी हम 27 में हैं, even 30, 31, 32, next 6 verses also in the purport Prabhupada writes importance of Srimad Bhagavatam. The effect of Kaliyuga is mentioned. क्या होगा? Cheating होगा, deceitful होगा, intolerance होगा, quarrel hoga. All these effects of Kali Yuga is mentioned. Along with that, how that effect can be nullified. How can a person save themselves from the effect of Kali Yuga? That is also mentioned. And Prabhupada writes, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. By regularly reading Srimad Bhagavatam, one can protect himself or herself from the effects of Kali Yuga. Prabhupada writes very nicely. In the absence of these saintly religious kings, जो राज ऋषि थे पहले, अभी नहीं है. The kings, the administrators, they are not saintly, they are not religious. So in the absence of these religious kings, educating the people systematically in the teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam will clear up this hazy atmosphere. The last line आप देखोगे ना इस purport का 27 purport last line Prabhupada mentions that in the absence of these religious kings, saintly kings, educating the people systematically in the teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam will clear up this whole Kali Yuga hazy atmosphere. Kaisa corruption, bribery, blackmail, everything Prabhupada is writing. So thanks to all of you. आप सबकी वजह से I am having some chance to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day regularly. And we are so fortunate. Prabhupada gives so much importance and we are able to do it. Some people think that this जो शास्त्र है हमारे, ये कथाएं है भागवतम की, the राजाओं की और वो सब, they are mythological stories. Especially Britishers, when they came and they established this as a fairy tales or mythological or mythology, दादा दादी की कहानियां है, fairy tale है, that's what they believe. But that's not true. This is our scriptures. Every sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, even one sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, has the capacity to take a person back to Godhead. One sloka of Bhagavatam can take a person back to Godhead, provided the person understands the message and applies the principle on in life. That's how important Srimad Bhagavatam is. कई बार लोग बोलते हैं कि I know भगवत गीता एक बार पूरा पढ़ लिया है, भागवतम मुझे पता है ये क्या हो रहा है. People have that kind of mentality that I know Bhagavad Gita, I know Bhagavatam, but it's not about reading or it's not about the knowledge, but it's about understanding, having the realization and the practical application as well. How many of us have heard hundreds of times that we are not this body, we are soul, we are spirit soul? Knowledge is one thing, but practically are we acting according to that principle in our life? Are we acting on the soul platform or a body platform? So having knowledge is one thing, but having realized knowledge is on a completely different platform. We know many gurus, many swamis, acharyas, Prabhupada disciples, they read Bhagavad Gita since last 30-40 years every year. Many devotees, they start from 1st of January reading Bhagavad Gita one by one slokas. By 31st December they complete, and then next year they start again. There are so many, some people at least 50 times. I remember Jayapataka Maharaj, someone asked how many times have you read Chaitanya Charitamrita? And Jayapataka Maharaj said, after 1000 times I stopped counting. महाराज रिप्लाइड, आफ्टर 1000 times I stopped counting. गिनना ही छोड़ दिया, इतनी बार पढ़ लिया है. There are many Prabhupada disciples. भगवत गीता इतनी बार पढ़ लिया है, भागवतम इतनी बार पढ़ लिया. Because I tell you myself, अभी मैं last week में इंडिया में गीता का कोर्स मैंने किया, and I read first chapter Bhagavad Gita, first verse, and I got a new realization. अरे बाप रे, इतने साल से 25 साल से गीता पढ़ रहा हूँ, ये पॉइंट तो मैंने समझा ही नहीं था. 1.1 धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे, उस श्लोका में से भी नए realization started coming. So when we read again and again, we get new messages. All right, let's move to text number 28. 8, Anirvin Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Iti dharmam mahim chaiva santvayitva maharatah nishatmadade khadgam kalaye adharma hetave.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Maharaj Parikshit, who could fight 1,000 enemies single-handedly, thus pacified the personality of religion and earth. Then he took up his sharp sword to kill the personality of Kali, who is the cause of all irreligion. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So here Maharaj Parikshit, कितना strength था, he could fight 1,000 enemies single-handedly. इतना strength था उनमें. And pacified. First thing he did was pacified the bull and the cow, the personality of religion and Mother Earth. उनको pacify किया, and then he took up his sword, sharp sword, अपना तलवार उठाया, and to kill the personality of Kali, who is the cause of the religion. देखो punishment किया. Both the things, here we see that he did not let it happen. चलो भगवान का, the sanction of the Lord is there, everything is done by the Lord, जो करेंगे भगवान करेंगे, सब कुछ छोड़ दिया, ऐसा नहीं. He is taking action, whatever is required. So he took up the sharp sword to kill the personality of Kali. We see how he is taking proper action. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, amazing point, Zabardast. Kaliyuga is there. In this world, Kaliyuga is there, and certainly there will be effects of Kaliyuga. Kaliyuga है, Kaliyuga के effect भी होगा, symptom भी होगा, and all activities जो कुछ भी हो रहा है, that is also under the effect of Kali. But Prabhupada says that doesn't mean that the administrators, the heads of the society, intelligent people, learned people, and most importantly devotees can just sit and watch the effects of Kali. हमको बस बैठे बैठे देखना नहीं है कि कलियुगा का प्रभाव बढ़ रहा है. Just like here, Parikshit Maharaj is taking the action, lifting the sharp sword to kill the personality of Kali. Prabhupada writes, the intelligent man, the learned people, and especially, most importantly, Prabhupada says the devotees should not just sit and watch. बस कलियुगा का प्रभाव बढ़ रहा है, the effects of Kaliyuga is happening. We should not just sit and watch. We should take a necessary all the actions against this Kaliyuga. Prabhupada gives the example, very amazing point. बस बैठे बैठे देखना नहीं है कि ये सब हो रहा है, गलत हो रहा है, चलो कलियुगा है, अब होगा ही कलियुगा, भगवान का प्लान है, कलियुगा बढ़ने वाला है, we can't do anything. No, that's not the right attitude. We have to take proper actions. Prabhupada gives the example, just like in the rainy season, अगर rainy season है तो rain होगा. There will be rain, profuse rain everywhere. But that doesn't mean we don't open our umbrella. That doesn't mean we go under cover. We protect ourselves from rain. Rainy season में rain होगा, but we protect ourselves. In the same way, Kali Yuga में all the activities will be happening under the effects of Kali, but we have to take necessary action and protect. And Prabhupada examples भी दे रहे हैं, what actions can be taken. Prabhupada writes in the purport, at all the administrators at once, एक झटके में, at once close all the shops of intoxication, wine. एक पूरी दुनिया की सारी अल्कोहल शॉप्स को एक झटके में बंद कर देना चाहिए. एंड फोर्स पनिशमेंट इवन बाय डेथ. अगर कोई दारू पीता है, अगर कोई शॉप चलाता है, तो इवन फोर्स पनिशमेंट इवन बाय डेथ, who are indulging in the intoxicating habits of all description. Prabhupada writes, at once, सब बंद करना चाहिए. The administrators must take the actions against this effects of Kali Yuga. And government can do. हमें लगता है ऐसे कैसे होगा, पूरा इकोनॉमी डाउन हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, गवर्नमेंट can't do this. But we saw in the COVID, एक दिन में एक अनाउंसमेंट किया और सारा, एटलीस्ट वी आर इन विक्टोरिया, इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, वी नो फॉर 1 year all the businesses, everything was closed. गवर्नमेंट हैज दैट पावर. एक बार अनाउंस किया, सब बंद, लोग घर से बाहर आना बंद, सारे बिजनेसेस बंद. सो गवर्नमेंट हैज दैट पावर. इफ दे कैन क्लोज any all the businesses in the country just when the COVID was there, they can definitely close the slaughterhouses. They can definitely close this wine alcohol shops or stop the drugs, and then they can take the necessary action So things are there, but the education and training is not there. The administrators are not there to protect the religion. The saintliness is lost, and that's why this is not happening. Prabhupada writes very clearly what actions can be taken. Chalo, text number 29, Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Tam jighamsum api abhipretya vihaya nripalanchanam tatpada moolam shirisha samagad bhaya vihvala. When the personality of Kali understood that the king was willing to kill him, he at once abandoned the dress of a king and, under the pressure of fear, completely surrendered to him, bowing his head. Hare Krishna.
So क्या हुआ इधर? हमने देखा कि परीक्षित महाराज ने बुल और काउ, धर्मा और मदर अर्थ को पैसिफाई किया, and to punish the Kali, he lift up the sharp sword. And then what happens here? When the personality of Kali understood, Kali ने देखा कि ये king अभी is ready to kill me, he at once abandoned the dress of a king. Remember, he was posing as a king. He was lower than Shudra, but he had the dress of a king, posing as a king. So at once, he abandoned the dress of a king, and under the pressure of fear, वो डर गया क्योंकि sharp sword है. Parikshit Maharaj has the strength of he can fight with 1,000 enemies at a time. इतना strong king सामने खड़ा है तलवार लेके, sharp sword. Kali डर गया और he surrendered to him, bowing his head. So Kali is surrendering. He was not a real king. He was pretending to be a king. He was not a Kshatriya. He was a pretender. We saw before that how he was lower than Shudra. And that's why, because he was a pretender, he was not a real one. Agar real Raja hota to samna karta. Because the Kshatriyas, the real Kshatriya never surrenders. He fights. Either वो जीतता है या फिर मरता है. Either they die or they win in the war. But they would have fought. Real Kshatriya fights. But because he was a pretender, he was not a real king. He surrenders. He gives up the royal dresses. Prabhupada writes in the purport, in this age of Kali, the ministers, the administrators, उनकी वाट लगा दी है प्रभुपाद ने सारे परपट में. भागवतम का इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं और ये मिनिस्टर्स, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स, the persons in that position, they say, Prabhupada says they are pretenders. They are not trained, they are not educated, they can't protect dharma or post. Just by the strength of votes, they have come to that position. Prabhupada writes very clearly. And that's why Prabhupada says it's very important to establish Srimad Bhagavatam teachings in the society. And because of the same reason, when Prabhupada went to America, he carried 3 volumes, 3 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam with him. जब वृंदावन से at the old age Prabhupada went to America, he carried Srimad Bhagavatam. हम लोग क्या लेके आते हैं? इंडिया से आते हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, अमेरिका जाते हैं, खाना स्नैक पैकेट्स लेके जाते हैं, कपड़े नए इंडिया से खरीद के लेके जाते हैं. Isn't it? We carry all these things when we come from India to other countries, but Prabhupada carried Srimad Bhagavatam because he knew this is the essential. Prabhupada said, this is my magic. I carried Srimad Bhagavatam, and dekho kya three cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam which he translated, he carried with him, और उससे he had full faith in the mercy of his Guru, instructions of his Guru Maharaj, and the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. कि लंदन, फ्रांस, अमेरिका, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जर्मनी, पेरिस, कहाँ कहाँ मंदिर बना दिए. पाकिस्तान में भी 12 इस्कॉन के टेम्पल है. देखो कहाँ कहाँ मंदिर बना दिए, just by carrying Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is, Prabhupada is saying, this must be established. The intelligent people will understand the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they will protect themselves from Kali, and they will help others to be protected from Kali. So here we see how Parikshit Maharaj, when he lifted the sword, the person Kali, he surrenders unto him, bowing down his head. देखो चलो आगे क्या होता है. Text number 30. Pooja Vithalani Mataji, if you can read Sanskrit and Rohit Prabhu can read translation, it will be nice. Text number 30.
Hare Krishna. Text 30. Patitam padayo viryah कृपया दिनवत्सलं शरणो नावधिच्छलोक्य आह चेदं हसत्रिव.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Maharaja Parikshit, who was qualified to accept surrender and worthy of being sung in history, didn't kill the poor surrendered and fallen Kali, but smiled compassionately, for he was kind to the poor. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So here, Maharaj Parikshit was ready to kill him. He lifted a sword, but Kali surrendered unto him. So after Kali surrendered, he smiled compassionately and he was kind to poor, so he did not kill him because Kali surrendered. Kali at once gave up his identity. जो pretend कर रहा था king, as soon as he was in fear, he understood कि अभी तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Parikshit is ready to kill. He gave up and he revealed his real identity, abandoned his dress of a king, and he disclosed that he is a lower class. And Parikshit Maharaj was so compassionate. He saw the surrender of Kali and then he did not kill. Prabhupada writes in the last line of this purport that thus the personality of Kali was saved by the will of providence. Aruna Mataji ka jo question tha, why did Parikshit Maharaj did not kill Kali? Prabhupada writes here also in many previous purports that thus the personality of Kali was saved by the will of providence. Will of providence मतलब divine arrangement of Lord Krishna. ये भगवान का plan है, and this is a divine arrangement of the Lord, and that's why Parikshit Maharaj did not kill Kali. Parikshit Maharaj was original king. Kali was pretended to be a king, and उनके एक सामने सामने दोनों आ गए, and at once within 1 minute जब परीक्षित महाराज ने तलवार लिया, उसने dress abandon किया. If you relate this to the Krishna pastime, there was the Paundrak story comes. He was pretending to be Krishna, same like Krishna, peacock feather, flute, same kapde pehen ke, everything, and he was pretending as Vasudev, and he sent one message to Krishna, "Can give up your false identity. I am the real Vasudev." और कृष्णा को बोलते हैं, "You stop pretending." And then there is a fight between, not fight, I mean, they came आमने सामने आ गए Krishna and real Krishna and fake Krishna, Paundrak and Krishna. And within 1 minute, 1 minute भी नहीं, 1 second में सुदर्शन चक्र से उसका सफाया कर दिया. So same like here, real king pretending or near to the pretending king. In the same way, real Vasudev and the pretending Vasudev, we see. 7 o'clock. Chalo, one more ले लेते हैं. We'll see text number 31. किसको करना है? Anyone? Unmute and you can say. Otherwise, I will point. Krishna Prabhu, you want to do? Ketan Prabhu can read the translation.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Rajovacha nate gudakesh yasodharanam badhanjaler vai bhayam asti kinchit navartitavyam bhavata kathanchana kshetre madiye tvam adharma bandhuhu.
Hare Krishna. Translation. The king thus said, "We have inherited the fame of Arjuna. Therefore, since you have surrendered yourself with folded hands, you need not fear for your life. But you cannot remain in my kingdom, for you are the friend of irreligious." Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, the king said, Parikshit Maharaj अभी बोलते हैं कि we have inherited the fame of Arjuna. Pandavas का fame है. Therefore, or you have surrendered. So with the folded hands, bowing down your head, you have surrendered. So you don't need to fear for your life. आप हमारे protection में है, क्षत्रिय है, and you have surrendered. So it's our कर्तव्य to protect you. So you don't need to fear for your life. But you can't remain in my kingdom because you are friend of religion. कली का रहना मतलब अधर्म है ना. कली is adharma and they were dharmic kings. Their duty is to protect the dharma, and Kali is the friend of irreligion. So it can't be together. So he says, you don't fear for your life, but you can't stay in our kingdom also. Kali का रहने का मतलब है कि अधर्म का रहना, and they have to protect the dharma. So yes, because of the good fame of the Pandavas and inherited the fame of Arjuna, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that I will not kill you, but I cannot let you live and flourish here. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that that's how the king should be, making sure the irreligious activities should not flourish in the kingdom. कली का प्रोग्रेस होना मतलब क्या लिखा है इधर? ग्रीड, falsehood, cheating, theft, all the things will be flowing. And that's why it is the king's or the minister's duty to make sure irreligious activities should not flourish in the kingdom. अभी देखेंगे कल क्या होता है आगे. कली, परीक्षित महाराज ने स्वॉर्ड लिया था कली को मारने के लिए, बट देन ही व्हेन कली सरेंडर्ड, वो स्वॉर्ड वापस रख दिया और बोला कि डोंट फियर फॉर योर लाइफ. लेट्स सी, अभी मारना भी नहीं है, रहने भी नहीं देते, अभी क्या करेंगे कल, वी विल फाइंड आउट. थैंक यू सो मच. एनी क्वेश्चंस, कमेंट्स, एडिशंस? वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टर्निंग पॉइंट्स आते हैं. पहले कली मार रहा था, फिर कली को परीक्षित महाराज मारने जा रहे थे, फिर उसने सरेंडर कर लिया, फिर अभी मारेंगे भी नहीं. वन बाय वन इट्स लाइक अ मूवी. न्यू सीन्स आर कमिंग. यस वरिंदर प्रभु.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, just want to share what Prabhupada she has said, and you also illuminated on the same point in relation to the liquor, these stores. Currently in Victoria, so it used to be local government, they had a part to play in when it comes to those licensing, and now the state government, they have taken away. Now directly they can apply, and whatever bit of part, so the way they are normalizing these things, they are going upward, like they calling it reducing the red tape. And on other hand, the way in this Western world, or we can say the age of advertisement and social media, the way they are normalizing. So instead of saying that intoxication is bad for your health, the illuminating of 5 drinks are okay. So the way they are normalizing these things, or after 5 say no. So I guess that's where they are, these all bad, evil things, they are getting normalized in such a way that people, they're not realizing. And the next coming generation, they're thinking, oh, that's actually okay and good as long as we're under 5. So all these bad, evil things, they're getting normalized and part of the life. So I
वो
don't
होगा
know.
वरिंदर प्रभु. This only 1 minute left. Sorry that it will time out. But
Yeah.
because of the progress of Kaliyuga, this is going to happen. The only
Yeah.
thing we as a devotee
Yeah.
can do and should do is preach and
Yeah.
spread the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. As many people can learn these scriptures, we protect ourselves and we try to save ourselves. Yes, this will be going on definitely, because Kali Yuga has to progress. The civilization is locked like that. The administrator kings are not saintly, so it will happen. Importance is, and Prabhupada writes, आप कुछ 10 परपट पढ़ लेना 22 से 32. Prabhupada writes everywhere importance of Srimad Bhagavatam. How fortunate we are that we are able to. Prabhupada इतना लिखते हैं, पूरी दुनिया में peace इससे आएगा, and we are able to read Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone.
Prabhuji, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.